Welcome to the Productivity Show, a podcast where we believe you can get the important things done without sacrificing your health, family, and things that matter to you. My name is Brooks Duncan from Asian Efficiency, where we help people become more productive at work and in life. And today is another Wisdom Wednesday episode where you'll get actionable productivity advice in less than 10 minutes. And the topic today is monthly planning. It's one of the skills we teach in our 25X Productivity System course. What else is there to say about monthly planning, right? That hasn't already been said a million times. You come up with some goals for the month starts, things blow up, and then you get frustrated and you feel defeated, and eventually you don't bother. Does that sound familiar? Maybe that's a little over dramatic, but monthly planning doesn't have to be this way. Even if you've tried planning in the past and it didn't work for you, you're going to get a lot of value out of this episode because the goal of planning isn't to have some perfect schedule that is going to go 100% of the way you hope. That would be nice, but it's probably not going to happen. Instead, the value in planning is the planning process itself. It's about being intentional with your time instead of going from crisis to crisis or checking off random tasks on your to-do list. So let's get started. And first, your monthly plan shouldn't be in isolation. Ideally, you aren't starting each month thinking, what am I going to do this month? Instead, you want to start by linking your monthly plan to your quarterly goals. And we love 90-day goals because a quarter is just long enough to have a real impact, but it's short enough that you can actually keep up momentum and get it done. But the thing is, a lot of things that we want to do take longer than a month or even longer than a quarter. So a month is a great unit to break down those larger projects into smaller ones. You want to think to yourself, what from my quarterly goal is doable this month? That's a really great place to start. Now, if you don't have quarterly goals yet, no problem. You don't just throw all this out, right? We'll be talking about that in a few weeks. But for now, just think to yourself, what would I like to have done in the next 90 days? And whatever you come up with, then that's an opportunity to start breaking it down. So once you've done that, what you want to do is you want to consider the time of year. And the thing about monthly plans is that they can be really impacted by things going on in our life or in our work. For example, I've learned not to make super ambitious goals and plans for March because my family almost always does a big trip in March for my kids' spring break. Likewise for you, maybe certain times of the year or for client conferences or trade shows or software releases, or maybe you work in accounting and the year end is always a gong show for you. Whatever it is, when you're making your monthly plan, think to yourself, what could blow up on me, and take that into account. A lot of times we know what could possibly go wrong. Next, you want to set your goals for this month. So take your quarterly goals and from there think, what do you want to get done this month? What week do you want to do it in? How about anything else going on? Is there anything else you know that you're going to need to do this month? Again, target a week. Don't bother trying to plan out what you're going to do each specific day. Honestly, it's pointless at this stage. You know things are going to come up. So instead, just target certain weeks for things. You can get more specific when you do your weekly planning and have more clarity. Finally, it's time to execute and reflect. At the end of the month, look back at your plan and your month in general. What were you right about? What did you miss? What went well and what maybe didn't go so well? What can you apply to the next month? So this episode is dropping near the end of January, which is a perfect time to get ready for planning the next month. Pick a time in the next few days where it's likely you're not going to get disturbed and make your plan for February. Then rinse and repeat each month. It might take a while the first few times. It might be a kind of slow and unfamiliar process, but I promise the more you do it, the more efficient you're going to get. Thanks so much for listening to the Productivity Show, and I will see you next time.